My people, how on the I salute on according to that time, or depending on where on that time that they listen to us. I salute on with different style of salute. My people, no be smart, I welcome you to this Obongolistic day with another Obonga information. Sorry that I'm coming late because I have a little technical issues, but now thank God we have resolved it. My people, no be smart, When I don't hear, there is another sacrifice at Kambili'S grave. Another sacrifice at Kambili'S grave. Hey, my people, no be smart, Come and see wetin person dey do person o. Una dey see am. Nothing wey Musa no dey see for gate o. Even a kite, nothing no dey see for kitchen o. My people no be smart, Una see am. They say, say Kambili'S by a lot of people have been saying a lot of things. We know that when Kambili'S by Edochie wasn't around to console the family. He wasn't around to console the wife, and he was actually with Judy Austin. And 2 weeks later, Judy Austin carried Edochie come out, and they were dancing on social media. Somebody way became by still they dance on social media 2 months later. Is somehow, you understand? And because of that, a lot of people were suspecting that something happened somewhere along the line. But there's no problem. People bear it. Our royal premier was alone, mourned alone, cried alone, stayed alone. Nobody was there to console her. But at the end of the day, our royal premier was able to overcome it. And that is why she is coming out strong right now. She's okay. So this Kambili'S death, a lot of things has happened about Kambili'S death and Kambili'S burial and everything. When I remember say there was a time we bring you a gist that Edochie was seen crying at Kambili'S death, asking for forgiveness. Because he was like, what happened? According to what they let us know that time. I don't know how it was. According to what they let us know that time, they say Edochie was like, what happened to Kambili'S? He just wake up one morning like, what happened to Kambili'S? How did it happen? What happened? Where is he? What happened? What are you saying? He went to the grave and was crying, and it took a lot of time to remove him from there. He was crying and crying. The whole community, they had to call the father, and the father had to bring the brothers before they can beg him to leave that place. They forced him no way. He was just commenting and shedding tears and crying so seriously on Kambili'S death. And that brought a lot of issues in Edochie, because people were like, is it now he's realizing that the son by they couldn't understand what actually made him cry that kind of cry. Is it that he's just realizing that his son by? Is it just he's just realizing now that his son by? Or is it that he's afraid of something? Or is it that he's regaining his sanity? He has been insane. He's just regaining his sanity about Kambili'S by? Or, a lot of questions were coming up around that time that many people didn't know what actually happened. But people were also saying it, different things, and so many things happened. But it was so serious about that the entire Edochies were disturbed for some time. Why Edochie will wake up one morning and start looking for Kambili'S, and they told him, don't you know your son is dead? And he went to the grave of Kambili'S and was crying profusely. So it was a big mystery to the Edochies. They looked at it, they didn't understand it, but they took it with a smile, but there is nothing they can do. They just said, okay, they are still watching. And you also don't hear that there was a time that the community people were complaining that Kambili'S grave, something happens at the grave every time. It's as if you are seeing like something like sacrifices at the grave. People coming to the grave, as if people are, placing some sacrifices there at the grave. So many things are happening around that Kambili'S grave that made a lot of people have complained to Sapet Edochie severally, say, this is your grandson's death. What actually happened? That every time you will see where people will remove something from the grave, you will see where people will say if they are putting something, you will see a new leaf growing from there. You see, sometimes you see something like calabash dropped on top of the grave or beside the grave. Is he the only child we don't buy? Is he the only pikin for this community we don't buy? Or is it the only time we have seen somebody buy in this community? Why is it that some particular persons that we don't know are very, very uncomfortable with that guy Why is it that they can't allow this young man to rest in peace? What is actually the problem? What happened? What did he do? So there are several things, but Sapet Edochie, according to them, had been seeing it as well. It may be a coincidence, it may be a dog that dig that thing beside, or it may be an animal that have found a soft soil. He was just saying a lot of things, trying to cover up and everything. So the question now is, my people, why is it that every time, something strange will be seen at Kambili'S grave? Why? When I know say it was the death or the death of Kambili'S that caused what made his mother to actually took that strange decision to leave Edochie. If not the death of that boy, maybe May would have still been managing Edochie, trying to find out whether it is possible or not to leave this marriage. She was still, can I still manage it? Can I continue? Can I move on? Should I still remain? All those things were what she was still considering when Edochie and Judy Austin had begun their lifestyle, had begun their dragging on social media. She was not interested in the dragging. She was not interested in what anybody is saying. She was not interested in what Judy Austin and Edochie were saying, because she knows that all they were saying are lies. And because they are lies, there's no need of responding to lies. Because if you respond to lies as if it is true, people will just say, if it is not true, why are you not responding? Why are you not talking? So she just kept quiet and was doing her things. And meanwhile, we know that has been her lifestyle. She does not talk. She does not respond to issues. She is always doing her things the way she wants it, no matter what you say. So it was when Kambili'S died that she started saying, wow. Meaning, and when Kambili'S by Judy Austin, and Judy Austin actually was like happy. Sarah Martin told us that Judy Austin called her and told her that, that May for son at by God don't punish her. Saying, and so another one will stay by. That kind of a thing. And if actually the woman heard that testimony from another woman, that the woman was happy that your son by, what would you do? You still remain in the marriage to be dragging with the woman? No, you need to move on. You need to get out and move on. And that's exactly what our royal May did. She left the marriage for Judy Austin and moved on. And since that time, the thing has not been the same. Edochie's life has not been the same. Even Judy Austin, which stole the marriage, her own life had not been the same. So a lot of things has happened. So looking at the scenario about Kambili'S and Edochie and Judy Austin is a very mysterious thing. Now, there is another issue again. They say Sapet Edochie, there was a get-together in Inteje about the Edochies, having a get-together with all their grand-picking them, and all their, everything that has to do with the Edochies. They come together to celebrate themselves, to enjoy themselves. It was a very beautiful recollection and a very beautiful, coming back to everybody. If we also brought you a message that Sapet Edochie invited Queen May and in picking them, which they refused to attend, but rather attended another one called another party somewhere in the Colombia, organized by Chris Ezenwa family and everything. So they preferred to go to Chris Ezenwa's party than to go to Mr. Pet Edochie's party, and it was a very big slap on Sapet Edochie's face because he couldn't hide it but to express it, even to the extent of going to trace them to the place where somebody told him that they were spotted at Colombia to find out whether actually it's May, and they picking them, and he actually got there and discovered that it's them. There's nothing. They were not even hiding it. They were so happy and even greeted her in a very normal way, as if they're not even interested in however he feels. So during that program, everybody was all the Edochies were in Inteje. All of a sudden, one of the community elders, Kambili'S was not buried in the frontage of Edochies. It was buried, because as a small pikin, the small pikin will not be buried where adults are buried. It was buried at the other side of their farm. So somebody came and said, what happened to the grave of your grandson? The person was telling Sapet Edochie, what happened at the grave of your grandson? It has happened before, but we thought it's just something. We didn't call you because we didn't think it to be anything. But now all of you around come and see what happened at the grave of your grandson. And the truth of the matter is that this one is so fresh as all of you are around. So that's why we have come, so fresh. And it is a concern to us and a concern to the community, because if it is not your family that's doing something on that grave, who is doing it? And if somebody is doing something on the grave, what is the person doing? It's a very big concern. If people will start doing sacrifices on the grave, are they waking the spirit of the young man? And if actually they are waking the spirit of the young man, what are they trying to do with the spirit? Who are they sending the spirit to go and fight? Who are they using the spirit to fight? Something is wrong. And immediately, Sapet Edochie sent for the chief priest of the community to advise him on what to do, because this has to do with a traditional thing. If this thing happens, what should we do? I don't want any of my grandpikin them to buy again, and I don't want any other Omen in my family, because I have not even finished mourning this young guy, very talented guy, very intelligent guy, very good. I even told the mom and dad once that this boy is too intelligent, that they should protect the boy, because he's a great child. He's a very great pikin, very great. And that a lot of things, a lot of good things will come out of him, because he's so intelligent and so brilliant and so fast in learning and everything. I told the parents that they have to be very careful in leading him rightly, so that they will not discourage him, so that he can become exactly what God had created him to be, because I noticed he's a very great child. Very great indeed. So he now called the chief priest after noticing that actually what they told him is okay. He went to the grave. He got to the grave and did see everything by himself. Every other Edochie men followed him to the grave, and Sapet Edochie did not say anything. They looked at it and saw everything. They saw different places where it's as if something was dropped, and very fresh. It's not up to him. With 2-3 days that thing was done. So Sapet Edochie looked at it and didn't understand. He now called the chief priest. When the community chief priest came, the community priest told him that something is wrong in this family. I have told you to bring the father of this boy for sanctification and cleansing, and you have refused to bring him. I don't know what you're waiting for. And when anything will happen, let nobody call me again. Calling me now should be the last time you will send for me if your son doesn't come to do something to get himself out of bondage. And the chief priest looked at him and said, this thing happening here, whatever that happened at the grave, I'm not coming to the grave to see, but whatever that happened at the grave that you're calling me for has a connection with what is happening to your son. It has a connection with either the person that is holding your son or whatever that is happening to your son. Your son, the person he's staying with, and or some other situations around has something to do with that. That young boy called Kambili'S should be allowed to rest in peace. Why are you guys fighting the spirit of an innocent boy? That boy is innocent, and his spirit is innocent. Tell your children, tell your pikin them, let that boy rest in peace. Let that boy rest in peace. This is what the chief priest was telling those who Sapet Edochie sent to go and call him for this issue. And when the people returned and was telling Sapet Edochie that the chief priest said he will not come here, one, he has given you instruction on what we should do in this family. That will be one of the things that will help the family. And Sapet Edochie said, what did he say? He said he had told you to bring you the Edochie to the shrine, and you have refused to bring you the Edochie to the shrine. That is one of the problems that the family is having. And number two, that he doesn't know why somebody will not allow that innocent boy to rest in peace. That innocent boy is actually innocent and nothing, has not done anything against anybody. He doesn't know why somebody is always fighting and waking up the spirit of that boy. What does he want to do with it? Or what does she want to do with it? So Sapet Edochie was moved and said, no, this is too much. I can't keep quiet. No, I need to find out. I need to find out. Is that exactly what the chief priest told you? He said, yes. He said, no, I have to go and meet the chief priest myself. My people, don't be small thing, no. Don't be small something, no. They said Sapet Edochie walked, picked up his car, and rushed down to the chief priest's house in the community there. Go to the chief priest's base at the shrine and went and paid homage to the chief priest. He actually told the chief priest, asked the chief priest for forgiveness and for pardon and to give them chance or patience, to have patience for them. Just give them time that you, Edochie, actually will come to pay the sacrifice, to do what he was asked to do as per to get free. And Sapet Edochie told him, say, you asked me not to force him. You told me not to force him, but actually you told me to persuade him to take the decision by himself to come. If he had asked me to force him, I would have made it a force. But you said I should allow him to take the decision by himself. And that is why I have allowed him. And anytime I called him, he said he's still doing something, he wants to come. And the chief priest said, I told you he will not come unless the lady leave him to come. And that lady cannot leave him because he knows if he comes, he will be liberated. Sapet Edochie said, let that not be a problem now. I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do to make sure that he comes, and I know he will come one day, very soon, not too long. But I came for something very, very important. Very, very important, chief priest, because my family is in danger. There is a sacrifice at the graveside of my grandson, and I don't understand who did it. This sacrifice is not good for my family. I don't know who is sacrificing at the graveside of my grandson, and I don't know what the person wants. Please, can you come to my aid? I need your assistance. Tell me what to do. One, the sacrifice needs to be defined. Two, I need to know what the person is seeking for. What is the person looking for? What is the person wants to do with the spirit of this guy, this my son that by. Three, I want to know whether the person that's doing this sacrifice is actually the person that caused the buy of this my son. Because it has been a mystery and pain to my family. In fact, it is because of the buy of this son that my daughter-in-law, when we married, left this family. It is because of that we are honored in the court, begging and persuading that she should come back, and she has refused to come back. It is because of this son. When her son died, he could not listen to anybody. Please help me. I would actually want to end this once and for all. What actually happened to my grandson, and why is my grandson grave? People always going there to sacrifice. My people know me small thing. No? The chief priest said, I am not in for any of that now. I am not in for any of that now. Because there is a serious issue in your family, and when you want to deal with the issue, you need to deal with all the issue once and for all. So my people, Sapet Edochie begged the man and said, see, this is the first time this kind of omen has happened in my family. This is the first time we have noticed a young child die in my family. We have never had this experience before. In my family, all our ancestors and up to our time, they live up to 90 years, 80 something years before they die. But this one, we have a boy of 16 years by. It has been a very difficult thing for us to understand. But we cannot be waiting for when everything will be settled together. We need to settle this issue now so that another person will not buy. So chief priest, please come and do something for our family. Let us know who be this that is buying people in my family. And the chief priest told them that you people know partly the story, but the most important thing is not the sacrifice at the grave, but the most important thing is saving your son, you, Edochie, the father of that pikin, because it is the father of that pikin that they are using to buy. It is the father of that pikin that they are using to cause all this harm. Because if the father of the pikin is rescued from their bondage, they will not have the power to come and do anything. Now let me give you part of the story that is making them to force to be attacking that pikin in the grave. The pikin in the grave is not happy. The pikin in the grave knows who by him. The pikin in the grave is fighting seriously to protect his mother. The pikin in the grave is always standing at the gate of the mother's house, fighting every charm and everything that bringing into that family. The pikin in the grave is the reason why the father is still alive. The pikin in the grave exchanged his life to save his mother and the father. If not, somebody came into your family to wipe out so many people and take over so many things. The pikin in the grave is very powerful and strong because the spirit is innocent, the blood is innocent. That blood is so powerful. They have done every sacrifices they cannot get. It is the sacrifices they told them to do to come and defy that son that have already dead, so that they can use the face of the boy and the spirit of the boy and fight the father and the mother. That is why that thing is happening. And there is a strange woman you people brought into the family. There is a strange woman that is doing this thing. If care is not taken and you guys are taking these things lightly, that strange woman will wipe out all of your family. And that strange woman has not ended. She has not stopped what he's doing. She's still doing more. She's still doing more. I beg you, bring your son here for sanctification. Bring your son here for fortification. Then you can now see what will happen. If you don't bring your son here, don't call me again. I have just told you all I needed to tell you, and I cannot tell you any other thing. Your son is the target. Your son is the target. The mother of that pikin is the target. You are the target. 3 of you will buy if you don't do what I asked you to do. You may be saying you are an old man. Anybody who won't buy you, that concerns the person, but your family's life is at stake. I am giving you this warning, and I'm saying it the last time. Bring your son here for sacrifice, so that we can be able to begin from him, so that that strange woman you people had allowed to take over the life of your son the son can be delivered from her hand. And everything that the strange woman is doing will not be able to buy anybody in your family. I am giving you this warning, and I'm giving it to you the last time. Bring your son here for sacrifice. My people, the same Sapet Edochie, go back and tell him I am coming and I will bring you Edochie. My people, no be smart, As the gist dey unfold, I will bring it for you. This is MAUREEN'S Gist TV. Maureen, your mama, say make I greet una well. Maureen, I love una well. My people, if you have not subscribed to MAUREEN'S Gist, please try to subscribe. All her returning subscribers, she say make I tell una, say una well done. May God bless una, bless the work of una hand. Maureen say make I tell you, say she love you well. Make una have a nice day. Bye.